Godzilla! So, as you can tell, this is my review of the 2014 Godzilla adaptation. Now, I just want to say right off the bat, I am not a hardcore Godzilla fan. I wasn't one of those people that grew up with it. Like, I didn't watch all the movies. In fact, I only watched like 3 Godzilla movies, and one of them was obviously the Matthew Broderick one, because obviously if you're a 90s kid, you grew up with that one. But I was a huge fan of the Fox Kids cartoon. Which was really cool. I loved it, and I loved the Destroy All Monsters Godzilla game that was on GameCube. I was such a huge fan of it. So going into this one, I had a huge degree of excitement, because I was just like, well, I think, you know, we can get a second chance with an American adaptation of Godzilla. And I gotta say, this movie was really cool. I loved Godzilla. I wouldn't say it was like the best movie of the year for me, but I really liked it. It was pretty good. So the plot of Godzilla is that Bryan Cranston's this scientist who, I think he's a scientist or a nuclear worker. They don't really say, but he's this guy who believes that the Japanese government is hiding something, and they are, because they're hiding monsters. And monsters have hatched out of their eggs, and they are wrecking shit up. So pretty much, Godzilla comes just to fight these monsters and show that he is the king. You know, to show that, as Ken Watanabe puts it, to restore sort of balance in a way. And throughout the movie, you also have like the human characters. Like I said, you've got like Aaron Taylor Johnson with Bryan Cranston, Elizabeth Olsen, and just see those characters sort of in this Godzilla world. Now, the thing I think that makes this Godzilla really good is the fact that I think it's a Godzilla movie of 2014. Like it's like how would Godzilla really be dealt with in our time? And I really like that. It gives this movie a bit of a sort of grounded reality to it, and I really like that. And, you know, the acting is pretty good for the most part. I mean, like, the best actors in this movie are Elizabeth Olsen and Bryan Cranston. The disappointing thing about Bryan Cranston is that he's marketed throughout all the trailers and the TV spots, and he's only in it for like 15 or 20 minutes, and it kind of disappointed me a little bit. But I think with whatever he's given, he did a pretty good job. And the rest of the actors, they sort of fall into place like pretty good too. Like Aaron Taylor Johnson. I know a lot of people sort of complain. They say he was kind of, you know, wooden and things like that. And I think he did a fine job, because his character is a soldier, and he's like one of those type of like stoic type soldiers that you've seen. I know some of those soldiers, so I think he did a fine job. And Ken Watanabe, I thought he was good in the movie, but I kind of feel like that he was just cast just to say Godzilla, basically, because he's the one that says, oh, his name's Godzilla. I think he did all right. You know what I mean? The standouts in this movie are the action and the effects. These effects look amazing. Like, they look so realistic. And just the design of Godzilla, I really liked, because he looked like classic Godzilla. You know what I mean? Like that was pretty cool. Like, there's this great moment in the movie where you first see Godzilla. He's approaching this airport. You see how big his foot is, and then you like pan up and you see Godzilla's face and everything. And you're just like, whoa, you know, he looks fantastic. You know what I mean? And that's another thing too. They really treat Godzilla like how Godzilla was supposed to be treated, because one of the big criticisms about the Roland Emmerich Godzilla was that they made Godzilla pretty much the bad guy. And Godzilla was never the bad guy. He was more of like the anti-hero. And I like that in this movie they really do make him the anti-hero, and that's extremely cool. So yeah, if there's any faults I have with this movie, it is actually the build-up to the fight with Godzilla and the monsters, because, you know, like, I think in the 45-minute mark, you know, you see Godzilla about to face off with like one of the monsters, then all of a sudden it just like cuts away to like a news story, and it does it again and again and again, and I got really pissed by it. I was like, I understand it's build-up, but I think the build-up started to work against the movie in a way, you know what I mean? And it wasn't until like the last act of the movie where it wasn't anything like that. It was just like, okay, we finally get the fights of the monsters, and the fight was pretty amazing. But just the road getting there kind of kind of started annoying me a little bit. But other than that, I enjoyed the hell out of Godzilla. I thought it was a really, really good retelling of Godzilla. I thought Gareth Edwards did Godzilla justice. I really liked the score of this movie. It's pretty cool. The acting is pretty good. I'd say if you're a Godzilla fanboy, you're going to love it. And if you don't know anything about Godzilla, then you're at least going to enjoy... you're just going to enjoy just the fun of this movie, you know? So I'm going to give Godzilla a B+. I'd say, check it out when you can. It's a pretty fun movie. And, yeah, that's pretty much it.